So for this problem, it says that you need to find the distance between a line that passes through the points 2, 6 and 0, negative 2, and the point 6, 9. So if we were to graph this, I plot the points 2, 6, which you can see I've plotted right here, and 0, negative 2, which I've plotted right here, and the point 6, 9. Now what we've learned in class is that the distance between a point and a line is the perpendicular to the line. So if we draw a line right there, we would be able to draw a perpendicular right there. I apologize, I'm going to make my pen a little less thick. But we have that perpendicular, and this is the distance that we're looking for. And there are 4 steps. So step 1, the equation of the line. So we get the equation of that black line that we have there. And to do that, we need slope and y-intercept. So the slope is equal to 6 plus 2 divided by 2 minus 0, which is 8 divided by 2, which is 4. So the slope is 4. On step 2, we're going to need the slope of the perpendicular because we need the equation of the line that's perpendicular, so that's negative 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and write that right now. The second thing that you need is the y-intercept for step 1, but if we notice and we carefully analyze our problem, we see that we already have that b equals negative 2. And so in that case, we write that b equals negative 2, and so the equation of the line is y equals 4x minus 2. That's for that line. Now the perpendicular line, which I'm going to go ahead and highlight again in blue, that equation, we don't know the y-intercept, but we do know that it passes through the point 6, 9. So we're going to call that xy. And so in step 2, we're going to say that y, oops, that's not y. We're going to say that y, which is 9, equals m, which is negative 1/4, x, which is 6, plus b. So we get 9 equals negative, I'm going to simplify that to 3/2. So negative 3/2 plus b. We're going to add 3/2 on both sides. And so 9 is equal to 18/2, so 21/2 is equal to b. So the equation of my perpendicular is y equals negative 1/4 x plus 21/2, which I'm going to multiply to get rid of that fraction by 4. So on step 3, which is to solve the system of equations, I'm going to get the equation y equals 4x minus 2 from step 1. And then from step 2, multiplying by 4, I get 4y equals negative x, the opposite of x, plus 2 times 21, which is 42. And to be able to solve, I'm going to go ahead and multiply the second one by 4 again, because if I multiply by 4, my x's will go away. So I'm going to have y equals 4x minus 2 and 16y equals negative 4x plus, and that's 8/16. If I add those two lines, I get that 17y is equal to 166. So y equals 166 over 17. Now I know that I don't really like fractions. I'm sorry, I love fractions. I don't like decimals. But I'm going to approximate that. I'm going to say that this is approximately 9.8. So now I need to find x. So 9.8 is equal to 4x minus 2. So I add 2, I get 11.8 equals 4x. And I divide by 4, and I get that x is equal to 2.95, which again we're going to approximate to 3. So I'm going to make this smaller so that we can have more space. So the point that I now have is 2.95, comma 11.8. And I'm going to find the distance between that point and the 0.69, which is my final step. So I'm going to say that d equals the square root of 6 minus 2.95, which is 3.05 squared, plus 9 minus 11.8, which is negative 2.8. Oh no, I apologize, it's not 11.8. Y is 9.8. So in this side, y minus y would be 9 minus 9.8, which is negative 0.8 squared. I'm going to use my calculator, and I'm going to get that 3.05 squared is equal to 9.3, I'm just approximating, plus 0.8, 0.8 squared is 0.64, so this will become the square root of 9.94, and the square root of that is approximately 3.15. So your distance is approximately 3.15.